Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Housewives Edit. My name is Elle and I am here to talk about the two loves of my life, editing and housewives. Well, you guys, we are officially in Potomac and Salt Lake City season. It's giving me life. I love these franchises so much. I'm so looking forward to New Jersey and dare I say OC and New York, but right now I am living for Potomac and Salt Lake City. Thank you guys, as usual, for subscribing, liking the video, watching, and I'm absolutely loving your comments as usual. I'm getting back to all of you and slowly but surely, but I absolutely love hearing what you guys have to say, so please keep it up. Today we are going to be covering the Real Housewives of Potomac, the most recent episode. This was the tail end of the burn party, Wendy's burn party at the winery. It was also part of the to be continued from the previous week. So of course we want to see how they deliver and how they use the editing to deliver and build just like these Potomac ladies are so good at. So let's jump right into it.
I've also heard that.
So the first shots that we see after this to be continued are these establishing shots of the winery. They did this in the previous episode. It's basically to show this like serene, beautiful winery, and then of course, what's going on underneath. This is really what I believe is kind of the core of this season of Potomac and kind of the core of like all housewives stuff in general. Like you have this beautiful sheen, this beautiful outside, you know, beautiful cars, fancy clothes, beautiful homes, serene, beautiful wineries, and then what's really going on underneath, right? So they have these beautiful establishing shots. What they do is they kind of fade the color out and then they bring the color back in, and then they do a cross dissolve to, you know, some beautiful flowers, then a cross dissolve to another establishing shot of the winery. And then what they do, and this is so subtle, you guys, but what they do in this particular establishing shot is they have this crow sound. I don't know literature enough to explain what I'm trying to say, but the sound of the crow to me is like foreshadowing bad events. They'll put it in horror movies, they'll put it in sort of suspenseful movies, especially when it's so quiet and all you hear is sort of like the wind blowing and then you hear this caw, caw. It just has sort of an eerie, suspenseful feeling to it. It's so subtle, but I know they did it on purpose. And then we start to hear what the ladies are talking about inside the vineyard. And of course they have to show the sign of the vineyard to be like, oh yeah, and this is the vineyard that we're at, that we're probably not paying the venue, we're just, you know, cross-promoting type thing.
That Chris has been in some other DMs that are not quite as innocuous and innocent as mine.
Your
just
husband
so you know,
likes to leave you.
Do you want to
and go to a man named house.
Okay, so genius, right? When they said the name of the person, or when Candiace said the name of the guy, instead of them, you know, just blurring the face or, you know, just taking the sound out or cutting to someone else, you know, to cover up what she was saying, they put this cherry blossom over her mouth, sort of to cover up what she was saying. It's a contrast, right? So she's saying something that's serious, that's a serious allegation about, you know, Michael Darby, which we've heard some serious allegations about him before, but then they put this funny kind of thing, like it's very cartoonish and it's a cherry blossom like over her mouth. The other thing I want you guys to check out is that the music starts to kind of slow down.
Ashley, your
just
husband
so you know,
likes to leave you.
It's really kind of signaling to us like something Candiace is about to say is different. It's building on what we've heard before, and it's about to be like some serious tea being dropped.
And suck his dick.
Oh! I'm not joking.
Okay, and then the music, you can hear it when she actually comes out with the allegation. After she says the actual name of the guy, they have a reaction shot of Ashley. It's so brief, but to me, it's a bit telling. What do you guys think? And then when she actually says the allegation, you get the reaction from Giselle, you get the reaction from Wendy, and then the music sort of does that slow breakdown, like something had the batteries taken out of it, or it starts like a toy that dies. It's like a crash and burn type moment. Like, oh my gosh, did she just say that? Record scratch, crash and burn. Everyone's looking around like, oh my gosh, can you even believe she just said that? And then here comes Karen's reaction, which is just, I love Karen so much.
are you veering off the path?
So let's not.
Is this deflection?
Because Chris ain't
Are you
sucking no dick.
deflecting?
I'm sick to my stomach. We sucking the
We can't do that. No.
What I loved just so much, which I don't know why they would do this, when Candiace said the allegation, which I will not repeat myself, of course, but when Candiace said it, they didn't like beep out what she was saying. They beeped out the name and put the cherry blossom over her face when she said the name, but the other two times she said the actual allegation, no beeping.
Chris ain't sucking no dick.
Deflecting?
But then when Karen says it, they beep it out and put the cherry blossom on her face.
We sucking the We can't do that. No.
Which is just like a hilarious nod. Like, why would you beep out Karen and put the cherry blossom over her? Unless she said a different word, but I don't think so. I think she said the exact same word. I don't know if it's like a nod to like, Karen wouldn't appreciate having this be on camera because she's the grande dame. I don't know what it was, but to me, it was like, it was definitely on purpose. It's not like they forgot to beep out Candiace and put her cherry blossom on. They definitely purposely put it on Karen. What do you guys think? Like, what do you think the reason is for them doing that?
Yeah. No.
I was not supposed to talk about this person, but he.
So as she's doing the confessional, she starts saying, you know, I was not supposed to talk about, and after she says this person, you can hear the music drops out.
I was not supposed to talk about this person.
To just emphasize that when she says this person, you know, it's a new character. It's something we should pay attention to, even though we don't know this character. We don't know this person's name or anything. But when she says it, we should be like, oh my gosh, right? So they emphasize it by taking the music out. Remember, they can emphasize by putting music in, by using sound effects, and they can also emphasize by completely taking music out. Anything to sort of contrast what's happening already gets the audience to be more engaged and to essentially lean in.
Michael Darby is a client of his. That's what your ass get.
And when she says,
Michael Darby is a client of his.
They show this reaction shot of Giselle. Again, I've talked to you guys this before. They'll use reaction shots as if the person's actually listening to the confessional. Again, we know that Giselle's not actually listening to Candiace's confessional saying that, but they do put a reaction shot in there as if she just heard Candiace say it out loud. You know, this is a client.
Show ass get, because I was holding on to that. You wanted smoke. So, here.
You need to watch what.
Okay, so there's a great example of them using that music and that stinger and sort of like the bang as she blows the smoke to the lens.
You wanted smoke. So, here.
It's to emphasize what she was saying, to give it a little bit more like power. What she was saying already was such a great button on the scene and what she was saying in the confessional, but by adding that sort of music hit at the end, it makes it even more, you know, funny, poignant, and just dramatic, if you will.
What you say?
I know what I said.
You're making
Oh,
up.
I'm not.
Can we burn
You
it?
see,
Next
this is
caller.
the problem.
I'm done.
I hear
is-
everything about Michael.
So, you know, they have this fight going on between Candiace and Ashley, which is sort of our main event, but our side dishes to the main event are all of sort of like the B stories, if you will. The A story is Candiace and Ashley fighting. The B story is Wendy holding up her lighter saying, can we burn this? Because that was the whole, you know, idea of this whole entire thing. And then we cut to Karen. She's like,
I'm done.
the reactions to this sort of main conversation going on.
Michael, I processed ideal. You're not hearing.
Because you come from
He's done.
a
Let's burn it.
decrepit, disrespectful marriage.
Just remember, the pendulum
where
always
you
swings
are-
the other way.
Oh,
okay?
no, honey. We don't have.
Okay, so when she kind of breaks down Ashley's marriage, then you get these reactions. You get Wendy sort of with her eyes really big. You get Giselle looking at like, whoa, what firestorm has been started here? This is totally, totally devolved. It went from just like this little burn session to like Candiace is coming back with, what did they call her in the previous season? Like the ra-ta-ta-ta Candiace. We're getting that Candiace. This is the Candiace that honestly we love and we want to see more of. We meaning me, but hopefully you guys agree with me because I absolutely love Candiace as a housewife. She's such a great example. She and Ashley are a great example of young housewives that can really add to the franchise, in my opinion. I personally love older housewives, meaning like 45 plus. Those are the housewives that, like, to me, that's what the franchise was sort of built on. Those are the stories I'm most interested in. But Ashley and Candiace, to me, pepper in such a special element to Potomac, and they actually feel like they fit in the group and that they're not just like hanging out with their mom's friends or something. There's like something so special about the dynamic of this cast. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about Potomac because you guys know how much I love it.
We don't have that over here. We know the Lord. So over here, we don't do that.
Hey, I appreciate you, ladies.
Yes. Thank you for having us, Wendy.
Thank you.
I think so. That's it.
I
That's it.
mean,
No,
this
we don't
is
need
too
nothing else.
much.
Let's get up. I'm good.
I love how they have that shot of Giselle walking out of the restaurant and she's shaking her head and she says, "I'm good," to like that waiter standing there. I can imagine him being like, "Lady, I don't care. I don't even know who you are or what you're talking about." We don't know if she actually said, "I'm good," because her back was turned to the camera. So they might have just wanted her walking out and had some sort of words coming from her. So they grabbed that from some other scene. You never know. This is the nerd stuff that I like to look at and point out to you guys.
I'm gonna get out.
Bye, Mia. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
I love that. I love that. Like, "Thank you for having us." Everyone's like, "I'm out. This is crazy." Madness is ensuing.
I have wine.
Lord.
They wouldn't let me bring the bottle, but they let me take the glass. Are you okay?
I'm tired.
I'm fine. I couldn't. My Uber is like still 30 minutes out.
Okay, so we have to sort of break the tension from this big explosion inside the winery, right? So you had Candiace and Ashley really going at it. We had all those music cues. We had the confessional. We had all that stuff going down. But now here we are. We're going back out to the Sprinter where Robin is just waiting patiently for her Uber. I'm sure that was like such an awkward thing to like storm out of that place and then be like, "Oh my gosh, they're all gonna come out and I'm still gonna be here." It's so awkward, but Robin handles it beautifully. They kind of lighten up the music. You can sense that the tone gets a little bit lighter. Everything gets a little bit lighter just because we are breaking the tension from that big scene and we need to bring it back to lighter fare because that, as audience members, that's what we're here for. We're here for the light stuff. We're also here for the dramatic stuff, but we don't want it to be dramatic and dark consistently because then we'll just numb out and tune out from it. So we lighten up as we go back to the Sprinter.
Are you okay? Because we rode together.
Here's my thing, Wendy, and I know it got hostile,
No,
right?
you're fine.
But I wanted to bring it up, especially in front of Giselle.
Why did you want to bring it up in French, Giselle?
Because when I was at Candiace's house, she kept saying, Giselle is just being phony and she's just saying.
So what I love about these types of scenes where you have like an Ashley Darby talking to Wendy about this and what happened and what went down is this is not Ashley actually wanting to talk to Wendy about this. I had to look because I was like, they're not particularly friends. There's nothing like that. Ashley was literally, in my opinion, she's like, "I need to do a little explaining of what happened. I need to break down what was going on inside of my head. Who can I do it on? Who's left? Wendy." Because the cameras are still there, right? So she has to break this down. This has a little bit of the flavor of a video I just did about Salt Lake City between Whitney and Lisa. Now they have this friendship going on. And it really is just more than anything like using someone in the cast as a sounding board to explain your position to the audience. Every time I see these scenes, that's what I think. And I know that's what Ashley's doing. She doesn't really want to confide in Wendy right now. That's not like her close friend, unless I'm missing something, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think they're like close.
She's just saying all of this because she just wants to say it in front of the group. All I was saying to her is, with Mia saying that, you know, he was looking at her.
And I love that she says, she just wanted to say it in front of the group. Okay, yeah, that's what you're doing right now. This is what you just want to say it in front of the cameras.
Her, and with this information from my friend, maybe he needs to do just a little check and say, maybe I'm like being a little too friendly.
I think we're gonna get out of here.
Okay, so that's all I wanted to break down. I'm gonna break down a little bit more of this scene in my next video. I just put out like a 40-minute video. I'm trying to like send out a longer one and then a few shorter ones just so I can actually get them out, you know, within like the week of when the episode actually comes out. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like the video. So awkward. Like the video on YouTube, subscribe, you know, share with your friends, all that stuff. You guys know, I'm gonna keep repeating this forever and ever, but I cannot believe how many of you have become like my community. This is so much fun. I love breaking this stuff down with you guys, and I absolutely love hearing your opinions. So please put them in the comments below. Classy comments only, and until next time.
The ass grabbing mother that likes to actually make people feel uncomfortable. He's available for that. What are we doing? What is this?
Goodbye.
You wanted smoke. So, here.